Welcome back now, as Ireland's foremost stammering comedian, Aidan Greene, has been described as heartfelt and hilarious.
And with a new project in the pipeline to rid the stigma of stammering, Aidan joins us now to share more. Good morning to you.
Morning.
So tell us about this new project. You're very welcome to the show. This is Stutterbug. This is a movie you want to make.
Yeah, so it's a short film about a man with a stammer called Aidan, because I'm very creative, who is so ashamed of stammering that he just keeps on trying to hide his stammer. But every time he tries to hide his stammer, he gets himself into a worse and worse situation.
Right.
Which is something that you can relate to?
Oh, everything bad that ever happened to me in my life was not because I stammered, was because I tried to hide my stammer.
Right.
So every single thing of me pretending I didn't stammer, and then, you know, in one of my first days of secondary school, getting in a huge amount of trouble for making fun out of somebody else's stammer, because I pretended I didn't have one. And then I'd stammer, and then he cried.
Oh, no.
And then he got taken outside, and then I tried to defend myself, and I stammered more, and he cried more, and I got a 3-page note sent home to my parents.
3 pages.
And
That'd be a record.
And like I brought it back, and I was so ashamed. I was like, "Mom, Dad, I'm sorry." And my mother looked at it and read it, and burst out laughing at me. She was like, "Oh, now you know how we feel."
Oh my God, I can't believe you got a 3-page note sent before. There's one thing that you say that really annoys you, and that's when people ask you, like, you know, why did it start? What caused it all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I think if you start to attribute a cause to something, it means there's something to blame, or it could have been changed, or it could have been fixed. But, you know, I think just, you know, 20% of kids will have a stammer by the age they're 4. So it's just a normal thing that happens. But I think, you know, like, our memory works in remembering everything as a story. So people will be like, well, when I was 4 years old, I got scared by a cow and I developed a stammer. So surely that's why I developed it. And then, you know, that there starts to be a blame game of, well, if we only had eaten that cow, he never would have had the stammer, you know?
Kill all cows.
Well, I'm not saying that. You are.
I don't know, Aidan. I don't know. I think you just called for something pretty bad.
Aidan, do you find yourself in situations where it's worse? Does it get worse? Do you still get head up about it?
Yeah, I mean, it will always be worse for maybe in a more intimate one-on-one setting, you know, because, you know, like, I find I'm a lot more comfortable on stage because I'm speaking in front of hundreds of people, and I'm in control, and you know, like, I'm amplified, I'm speaking louder. But, you know, if I'm ever I will say one of the hardest days of my life to this day was the Irish oral exam, because I was locked in a room with a woman I didn't know. I was really bad at Irish. Nobody had told her I had a stammer, so we started off and I just started stammering away like a wee train. And after 20 minutes, she stopped recording, which I'm pretty sure is illegal, but I'm not a snitch. I mean, I think she knew that even if I wanted to snitch, I probably couldn't. So, and she asked me, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm grand. How are you?"
Did she say that's Gaeilge?
No, she fully, like,
she fully stopped the whole thing.
Yeah, she fully, like,
English.
I'm already breaking the law, so I might as well.
I'll go full English. Yeah. I'll use the colonist language here.
Suddenly had an English accent and everything.
Well, like, when you were saying that on one-on-one then, what was dating like for you then? You were saying about your wife then. What were, like, the first dates with your wife like?
Those were fine because she's a nice, accepting person, and I was at a stage in my life where I wasn't trying to hide my stammer. Right. So again, it was always me trying to hide. So a lot of dates were, and this is a fun fact, if I'm 8 pint drunk, I no longer have a stammer.
Everybody else does.
But between my second and eighth, I stammer more than I ever would. So I would show up on a date absolutely hammered, and I'd be a different person. I'd just be this smooth talking, charming guy, and then we'd meet sober, and she's like, "Who is this man? What is is he buffering? What is going on? It wasn't like this last night."
Very specific.
Yeah.
That's an expensive. You got to go 8 pints before the date.
Oh, I mean,
incredible.
That is a lot of drinking in the shower.
At least you're not crying. It would be counterintuitive for some people to be like, this fella can get up on stage. Like, you've done big gigs, hundreds of people, not a bother to you, it's all good. You did have one woman ask you something pretty incredible about your stammer when you were on stage.
Yeah, I feel that people find it okay to ask you weird things anyway if you stammer. But I used to do a foolish thing where I'd ask the crowd if they had any questions about stammering. And one night there was a young American woman up the front who just stuck her hand immediately and asked, "Do you stammer during sex?" And I first said, "I'm not a vibrator, obviously." But then I was like, I just thought the gall of her to think that an Irish man would speak during sex.
The audacity of it.
Oh, the most you get is a prayer to St. Anthony to find where we're going. That'd just...
So is that what you said to her?
Yeah. I've never been as quick in my life.
Please get a T-shirt saying I'm not a vibrator. Okay. Is it like we're sitting here and we've spoken about it so much now? Does it get annoying that you feel like that's the one thing people want to talk to you about? Like, you're a rounded human being.
Yeah, I actually, you know, there's, you know, like, I've heard a lot, you know, like, so I think that, you know, Joe Biden has always said a lot is like, don't let your stammer define you. Mm-hmm. And people only ever say, don't let it define you if they think it's something bad to be defined by. And I've never thought that stammering was bad. So I'm happy for it to define me, because I think if I had seen somebody like me when I was growing up, it could have saved me years of being so ashamed of having a stammer.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That is incredible, and it's great. And we just, before we have to finish, because we could sit here with you all morning, there is this gig that it's on next week. It's on in the Pierce Centre on the Thursday, 30th of January. And this is to raise funds, hopefully, so you can make your short film. You've Garrod Farrelly, Cillian Sunderman, like, so have you been watching him on Dancing with the Stars?
Yes. It is the tense. I feel as if I'm dancing when I'm watching him. It's excruciating.
Is that just his dancing?
He is a lot better than I ever thought a comedian could be at dancing.
He looks incredible. Oh, Kevin McGarren won't have you saying that now. He almost got to the final, that fella. You'll be next year. So Garrod Farrelly, Cillian Sunderman, Peter McGann is there as well. It's happening Thursday, the 30th of January in the Pierce Centre. You can get tickets on eventbrite.ie. Aidan, and the movie's called Stutterbug. You can find out more online. Aidan, it's been a pleasure chatting to you.
And I hope you get the money. You're trying to raise, what 20,000?
Yes, 20,000, because making films is really expensive.
It's really expensive.
Oh, God.
Aidan's robbing a camera as he on his way out the door.
I haven't even getting paid for the film, and it's still going to cost us that much.
So much. Aidan Greene, people can find you online.
Yes.
Yes, they can, of course. It's been a pleasure talking to you this morning.
Talking to you.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, he had to talk about how blue his eyes were for about 5 minutes before we went on air. They're incredible. Thank you so much. A pleasure. Still to come, we've got more comedy. A duo known for their madcap characters. Pat and Faye Short will be here.
Yes, plus we want your questions for our GP, Dr. Brian King, so you can send us in anything that you're concerned about on 089 611 111. We'll see you in a few minutes.